Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Nick Eatman.
What's up? Welcome to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, Friday, September 26th. I'm Nick Eatman. Cowboys Packers, Micah Parsons back in town. Cowboys having a lot of injuries, especially on offense. Two offensive linemen are out. CeeDee Lamb out. Cornerbacks looks like it's getting healthier with full participants yesterday with both Deron Bland and Trayvon Diggs. So that's a good thing. We haven't seen that a lot. Haven't seen it much at training camp at all. Really saw it only against the Eagles, and pass coverage was pretty good in that game. So that's kind of what you're hoping for there. And remember, if you go back to the Green Bay game 2 years ago, the one where they just came out early, had a lot of deep balls and all that. Remember, the Cowboys switched up their defense there to try to protect an injury for Stephon Gilmore and played differently than they had played all year long. So just trying to give as many positive things as possible. You know it's going to be a challenge for the Cowboys to score, to keep up, to block their guys up front. So, but never know. Weird league in the NFL. See if the Cowboys can do some things early on to get some momentum, get some confidence, and then from there we'll see what happens. Let's go to the phone lines like we always do. Brian in Kansas City's first.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing pretty good, man. I'm like you. I feel like we wait so long for football. I just want to watch the game, and I don't follow any other sports nowadays. I used to. When I was a kid, I followed everything. Now I only follow the NFL, and I just feel like I wait forever.
I know, and that's just my main reason of like why I don't just like give up on the season and all that. I mean, like I've just done it for too long, and I've seen too many seasons that were bad that I just, you can't just be like, all right, what about next year? Like, let's just see what happens. That's just my take. I people have a different opinion about it, so it's all good.
Well, in '89, who was the one win in '89? Like, who would have ever picked that was going to be the one game we were going to win?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like almost the same as going into this game. Nobody's going to pick us to win.
Yeah.
But you just don't know. That's why you got to play the games, and there isn't a computer doing all this for us.
Right.
Yeah. So I think I'll go. I got one question for you. I threw this out to talking this week. If Jerry Jones wakes up tomorrow and says, you know what? I'm hanging up my GM cleats. I had enough. Nick, here's the reins. Okay. It's up to you. Okay?
Yeah.
And they split it into two questions because they said, well, he shouldn't get involved in coaching. But what I mean is, it's your toy. You can do whatever the hell you want. What's the first thing you do? All right, that's my question. I'll listen to that one off air. And that could be anything. It could be trades. It could be going out and signing a free agent. Whoever's out, I don't know who's out there right now, but that we think could help. But or player personnel choice. That's what I mean by it can be anything. Even though it's a DM call. You can say for me, it's just for this week. It's just hey, I want to see Houston and Clowney. I've had enough of the other guys. I want Houston and Clowney to start. But for this week, I think I'm going to guess it's, I don't know, something like 31-13 would be my guess. I think the Packers are probably going to beat us. And then I think the over-under on Hoffman is 2.5. I'll go with the over. I think he'll pick 3 fights. And I'll listen to your other answer off air, man.
All right. That's the interesting thing about Hoffman. He's not. I don't know if you would even say he picks fights. He's just there. Like he's just in it. And maybe that is picking a fight. He's always in it though. There's no doubt about it. And you like that. doesn't really get called for anything. I think it's what I'm trying to say. That's what's kind of funny about it. But he's definitely in there. Oh man, GM for the day. Probably appoint a new GM. You know, like that's probably what I would do. Just like with what we have in this situation now, you know, you got to lean on the people next to you. But as far as like a decision or made or whatever, that's a tough one. I hate to sidestep questions and stuff like that. And maybe I'll open it up to the rest since you're the first caller, Brian. Somebody wants to be GM for the day. Maybe that'll be the theme of today's show. If somebody wants to call in and say what they would do, go for that. Because it's a little early for me. I don't know if I would make a trade to try to fix the team. You got to kind of see what you have and what you need. And if you feel like you're kind of close, you just need a couple things and then go for it. If you're not close at all, that means you're going to have a really high pick, and you probably should stay in there and pick, you know, and maybe pick twice. So that being said, I'm gonna hold off on that answer right now. I don't have a clear-cut thing for that, but if you guys do, feel free, jump in on it. All right, Raza in Virginia is next.
Hey, how you doing, Nick?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I just want to, talk about the Micah trade, my opinion on it, and I just absolutely hated it. I thought, this team was ready to compete now, and he was a big piece, part of the team, and he was like homegrown talent. Sure. It really hurt me, the trade.
What would you have done, though? What would you have done differently? Like people hate the trade, but what would you have done?
I would have worked out a way to sign him. Eventually, at the end of the day, he was worth the money. Maybe in Texas he could have got 45, doing the taxes or whatever. But I would have kept him, or even I understand what they did. I know egos got in the way, both parties, and then even hearing Micah's brother talk the day of the trade happened, he said egos definitely got in the way. Micah made the mistake of talking to the Joneses first and then getting his agent involved, which was, I understand why Jerry was upset because they did have a deal done, and then he just then gets his agent involved. And then, so I understand why Jerry was upset and Michael was upset. I think egos just got in the way a lot for this. And it just hurts because, like you said, he's the diaper. That was like a perfect phrase. Like, he's the diaper. So,
we're seeing it. Yeah, we're seeing it now.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, he's like homegrown talent. When we keep our homegrown, it just hurts when you see him. That's our guy, but it is what it is. I understand that you can't pay the cap part of it, where you pay three people half the cap is kind of tough. But I don't know. I just felt like he was the easiest one to get done because since his rookie year, he was producing.
Yeah.
And so that one just hurt me. But what I want to see this Sunday is, I don't know if you saw Quinshon Judkins last week when he get him a good check. So I want to see Williams give Micah a lot of good checks at the line.
Yeah, he didn't like that one, did he?
He did not like that one at all.
Yeah. The way he responded was like it was this dirty hit. Thanks for the call, Rosa. It was like this dirty hit, and it was not. It was he just was a little bit surprised that the running back chipped is not even the right word there, because he definitely have a nice hit on Micah. That's how you have to do it. You have to kind of stun him with two people. As Raza was saying all that, NFL Network is on over here, and they're shockingly talking about Micah's return to Dallas and seeing some highlights. And as he's saying, it hurts because he's homegrown. He's one of us, and I get it. I mean, I get all that, And when you say he was probably the easiest to sign, I don't agree with that, clearly, because he proved to be the toughest. And the reason why he was tougher than any other player is that his agent and Micah together didn't. This is kind of tricky to say, but it feels like they didn't follow the protocol, I guess, of how these contracts work, where they just keep stacking on top of each other. And Micah was next. It was $40 million for Myles Garrett. He was going to be 41 or 41 and a half. And he wanted 47 or 45. Who's to say exactly what he wanted, but it ended up with 47, so you can tell he was probably asking for 50. And so that goes against, how these things work. And Jerry, say what you want. I mean, he's kind of been a maverick in his own way, but he's also big he's a league guy, of course, and that's not a great move for the league to just jump and do that, because what do you think Hutchinson's going to want for Detroit? You know what I mean? Like that just kind of elevates everything to the point where these contracts can get out of whack when something like that happens. And so that's kind of why it did. I think it's the toughest. It was the toughest thing contract to get done, because they went so much higher than where the rest of it was. All right, Dylan in Northport, Florida is next.
Hey, Nick. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. I haven't been able to tune in today, but Chris tells me that there's a theme of the day. What would you do if you're the GM?
Yeah, if you're the GM like for the day. Well, first move, GM. Let's don't be silly about it. What's first move? What would you do? Big move.
I'm not doing anything, Nick. My bed's been made. I made my big move. I traded a third-round pick for Pickens. You traded Parsons away, so that tells me that you might have your eyes on the future. So if I'm the GM, maybe I look at – okay, let me say this. I'll say it this way. If I'm going to make a move as far as a trade goes, because I'm guessing that's what a lot of people are probably thinking, I'm looking specifically at a young player that has a lot of upside potential. I don't think this team's a player or two away. So even if you can trade for an older vet with a fourth or fifth round pick that is maybe 30, 31 years old, I don't think that's going to make that much of a difference in terms of this year. And you're kind of wasting your capital in future years. So I don't think I'm doing anything, man, as boring as that is. Chris said maybe give the GM a raise, so I'm going to go with that. I'll pay myself some more.
Okay. That's good. I mean, and appreciate the call, Dylan. Thank you. I'm kind of the same way. Like, I didn't have anything specific either. And you make a good point. The big moves have already been made. Now let's see how they kind of play out.
Okay. Yeah. And am I still on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let me get to just my prediction real quick for the game, I guess.
Okay.
It's very simple, very basic, man. Just don't get behind in the game. It's like common sense, the most basic script ever. Don't get behind and run the ball. Will they be able to do it? I don't know. The guy across from Parsons on the other edge is the lead leader in sacks, and I don't think that's a coincidence that he's leading the league in sacks now. Parsons is there, excuse me. So as much as you can stay out of the pass, dude, do it. Run the ball right at Parsons. Everything indicates the Cowboys should lose this game, but the league is stupid, and stupid stuff happens all the time. So what the hell? Just Cowboys 24, Packers 17.
All right. It is stupid league. It's a stupid league that we love so much. Ronnie in New Jersey is next.
Hey, how you doing, Nick?
Good, man. How are you?
Not too bad. Pretty good. I called the other day, but my call dropped. I had a bad signal where I was at. Nick, I was calling you because it's funny how things work out. That now that we've been starving for a nose tackle, now we have a nose tackle. Now the pass rush is no good.
Yep.
Like, can we have both?
They're like tag team wrestlers that just keep tagging in. Like, all right, your turn.
Yeah. I think Jerry got sold by either somebody on the defense thinking that this kid, the rookie, I think he's going to be good, but that rookie,
as a rocket,
he's basically taking Parsons' role. Listen, not everybody's going to be on Micah, but the funny thing is that I was watching the other day. I was watching Green Bay. I have the Sunday ticket. I was watching them playing, and he looks amazing. I don't know what it is, but he looks like he's on a mission this year. And I was like, oh man, he's going to kill us. I see him having like 4 sacks in this game against us, especially with our tackles. And yeah, the funny thing was that Collinsworth was like, oh, Micah could do everything. He's a great pass rusher. He's a great tackler of the run game. He helps. I'm like, no, he doesn't. He doesn't run. He doesn't help you in the run game. What are you talking about? Now that he's in another team, these people are so biased. Now that he's in another team, now he can do everything. Now he's amazing. Now he tackles, whatever. But my point is, Odigizua, this defense was supposedly help him out and is surrounding, making him the star guy. So where is he at? Because if it's based, this guy's scheme is based around the 3 technique, he has to give us something. He has to stop the run and negative yards. Like, to me, a sack is as good as or a run. When you hit the running back behind the line, tackle him behind the line, make him lose yards. That's as good as a sack. So he's got to give us more of that for this defense to be any competitive. At least be competitive. That's all I want. Nick, I wanted to give my score. I think it's going to be a blowout, to be honest with you. I think it might be it'll be 40 plus to maybe 13, 17, Green Bay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Nick.
All right. Thank you. Man, let's hope not, but it certainly could be. It's probably not going to be blowout the other way, but, I would imagine there's 3 scenarios of the 4, and it could be a close game with either team winning or a blowout for Green Bay. I mean, as Dylan says, the Cowboys just can't get behind in a game like this. They got to be balanced. That's where their offense is going to be the best, is when they can stay balanced. And as for what Ronnie was talking about with Osa Odigizua, I mean, he's 11th on the team in tackles. He's got 9. He's got no sacks, and he's got no tackles for loss. He does have 7 quarterback pressures, which is 4th on the team. So from his position, that's not bad. Kenny Clark is 1st on the team with pressures at 10. It's a different world with this team, with him being your leader in the with pressures. All right, let's go. Rob in Vegas.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Rob. What's up?
Talking about GM, I think 2 moves they could make that fit the bill. Rumor has it, Justin Simmons, Tennessee, really, really good defensive tackle that could rush the pass. I think he averages 5 sacks a year. 28 years old. You could go maybe package a second, third, whatever, to get him. And I would call the Giants about Thibodeau or somebody like that, a young, good defensive end that could rush the passer. And I think, why not make those moves? If we're going to talk and say the season ain't over, which it's not technically, maybe you could salvage something, because we need, and even in the future. I mean, the draft, not a lot of great defensive ends come out of the draft. It's one of those positions, and we've seen it in the past with Taco Charles and guys. So if you could get those 2 guys,
hey, Rob,
get on the phone.
Let me ask you this. Do you think the Giants are done trading or getting rid of star players to other teams in the division? I would think so. I wouldn't want to do that. Yeah,
but the Giants are rebuilding. They have to be realistic. And if they have an abundance of guys like that.
They do. You're right. They do. But see, what's weird about that, if it was any other team, I would say you're right. But because we've seen the Giants actually win a Super Bowl or 2 with that kind of philosophy of just defensive ends. How many did they have that year they beat Brady undefeated? They had like 5 or 6 guys. Kiwanuka, Strahan.
But I think the difference is they got a rookie quarterback now they're going to roll with. It's not Eli Manning.
That's true. And, you're right. I'd be all for that. But if it's not like a guy like that, like Thibodeau, and I really can't talk about those kind of guys. But if it's not that guy, it's a guy like that. And I think that's a very good type of an analogy here. Maybe not in the division. I don't know if the Giants would do it, or you might have to pay more than you would pay. But that's the kind of player that I'm looking at. Yeah, for sure.
And to talk about the game, unfortunately, I've seen this in the past. When Dak isn't comfortable, and there's no way he's going to be comfortable this game. He does not play well. especially if he doesn't trust his left tackle. I think Green Bay, it's simple. They're going to double Pickens, and they're going to turn around and say, check it down to your guy that gets 5 yards every time. Ferguson. You know, he doesn't do anything, Ferguson. They're going to try to run the ball, but they never stick with it enough, and that's probably because they're probably going to be down a bunch. And honestly, the biggest thing is Green Bay owns us. It's just there are certain teams that when they got your number, like the way we play, the way we are with the Giants, we own the Giants. So mentally, we go into the game, we're just confident. And that's what you're going to see. There's going to be a lot of Green Bay fans. There's going to be Green Bay just punks us. They punked us in the playoffs. And with CD, I didn't think we'd have a great chance, but obviously we'd have a better chance. I see us losing probably 34-13.
Okay.
I feel bad for Dak because he's gonna take a beating. I don't know. It's awful because as much as I like Micah with us now, I hate him because he's not with us. But so it's.
Let me ask you this, Rob. This has been kind of a debate around the office and around the shows. What do you think that when they show him for the first time at the stadium, do you think he's going to get booed loudly?
Oh, definitely.
That's what I think, and I'm surprised that people around me aren't. They're like, no, he probably won't. He'll probably get cheered by.
He's going to get booed because he faked the back thing. He did the no jersey thing. He slept on the table. That's why he's going to get booed.
That's what I'm thinking. All right.
Yeah, he's getting booed. No doubt about it.
That's what I think. We'll see. All right. Thanks for the call, Rob. We got to get moving here. Appreciate that. And that's not a good theme that we're seeing here for these picks so far. 31-13, 40-13, 34-13. But Dylan, he picked Cowboys with the win. Remember this about boos in the stadium and all that. I've said this before. I don't know if I said it on here, but you could have 90% of a concert cheering this guy singing or 10% booing, and you're going to hear those boos. They're just louder. So that's always going to be the case. There'll be a lot of Packer fans there, but I still think it's going to be a very, very loud boo for Micah. It's delusional for him to think that he's not going to be have that kind of reaction. All right, let's go to break here on Cowboys Storyline and be right back after this.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys United, presented by Globe Life, is exclusively in the Dallas Cowboys app. Join the official fan club today. Download the app now to join. All right. Chris threw out something interesting in the break. We were talking about the Giants and would they want to trade one of these defensive ends and linemen that they have, and they may not want to trade them to the Cowboys. But when they won the Super Bowl, when they beat the Patriots back when they were 19-0. I think that was the 2007 season. They beat the Cowboys also. That's not true. Okay, hold on. Here, this is a different one.
This is 11.
That was 11, yeah, because I know Candy was on that team. This is 2011. 2011, when they beat the Patriots again, their defensive line, O.C., Umanura, Justin Tuck, Michael Strahan, Chris Canny, Jason Pierre-Paul, Linval Joseph, and Kiwanuka. I forgot his first name, Matthias or something like that. Matthias. That's pretty good defensive line. I mean, that's pretty good. Poor, the first, like Eli Manning with the first team offense going up against that defense, just the second team defensive guys. Canny probably in there, Kiwanuka, Linval Joseph. I mean, that's pretty strong there. And so that's what carried them a couple of times. And so I could see them maybe going, you know what, let's go back to that. I mean, because they had Burns, they had Thibodeau, they had trying to think who else they have. Oh, they have obviously Dexter Lawrence, and then they drafted Abdul Carter. So maybe they're trying to do that. So just because they have an abundance of that, but it doesn't seem like it's an accident that they have that. All right, Ali in Florida is next.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Pretty good, buddy. How are you?
Good.
I got back. I watched all the replays and the previous conversation and tapes. Couple questions. First of all, I'm so happy and thankful Randy is doing good. Second, the question about if the Cowboys is a playoff team, I believe you asked. That was done by Nick Harris. So those two. The third thing, if I was playing a GM, I would have sit on my pick. I don't know what we have. We have so many injuries until we see everybody. I don't want to give anything away now. Just want to work it out when the draft day comes. Then we will see what we do. Then as far as I know you heard the expression called ugly duckling.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm an ugly duckling of the storyliners. I don't have as much as knowledge as everybody else has, but I've been watching the Cowboys since '77. The way, this is my own opinion, I think Micah's agent, behind the scene, he already prepared to see where without the permission, work out the deal and told Micah, don't sign it. I'm coming to the game this Sunday. You bet your life I'm going to boo the hell out of him. I love Mr. Jones. He's done a lot of great things for the Cowboys. And I'm not going to be upset because if he did a mistake with this deal, I'm not going to give him up for Micah. I think Micah treated Mr. Jones very disrespectfully, and the same way that Gregory, he did when he went to Denver. So as far as that's concerned, I have no love for Micah at all, whatsoever. And I'll hang up and listen.
Right.
Love you, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And thanks for the call. You're right, and I think a lot of people are going to have that same kind of thought process, and it just that's just what happens when you get in the stadium, you get in the game, and 7 o'clock at night, 6:30, you're going to have a few beers probably by then, or it's just part of it, and also because you're going to be seeing a ton of Packer fans, they're there, they've paid $1 billion per ticket probably, so it's going to be that kind of atmosphere when you see him in his number 1 jersey, you're gonna boo the crap out of him. It's just what it is. Great player, yes, great when he was here, but double team, triple team, go lay on the table over there. That's just kind of what the mindset is. I think. Let's go. Irwin in Colorado's next. Irwin.
Nick, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. So just a couple things. I was listening to Rob. I have to disagree with him a little bit. he's saying that he felt that Dak Prescott was going to get, hammered and whatever. Can't remember exactly what he was saying, but Cowboys would be smart to make sure that doesn't happen. How do they do that? Max protection, quick passes, lean on the running game, things like that. If Schottenheimer, and I can't believe that he would even put Prescott in that position, if he doesn't have a game plan where he pretty much, takes care of Prescott, make sure that doesn't happen, then something ain't right. And, I don't know. I want to get your thoughts on that. And as far as Parsons goes, I don't even care anymore. This guy is gone. He created a lot of stuff while he was pretty much with the Cowboys, especially during the preseason. So it is what it is. He's on another team. It's unfortunate they traded him to the Packers. I thought that was crazy, but Parsons is gone. I think people should just let it be. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
I think they'll let it be after the game. I mean, you can't let it be right now, because it's about to be right here in the living room. You know what I mean? So it's not. I get exactly what you're saying, but you let it be after it all happens. But this first game back, then yeah, I mean, I don't think Dallas Mavericks fans have let it go just yet with Luka. But they got the number one pick in the draft, and Luka didn't want to be traded, so it's just different. But I'm just saying what I'm saying is that it's going to take a little bit of time, and they have to face him a few times, I think, before you just let it go. So
yeah, I think the thing that they should be doing with him, especially, I know he lines up all over the place, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I know we're missing our center and Booker, whatever. Those guys that replace him are actually pretty good players. Mm-hmm. I don't mind seeing them in there. Of course, we would like to see our starters. But I think the Cowboys, if Parsons is lining up on the end, which he likes to do anyways, they need to chip him with the running back coming on. Just kind of like, hate to say it, just kind of like blast him, knock him off knock him inside and do whatever they need to do to just take care of him.
Yeah.
I know they're not going to eliminate him, but just. And another thing I like to see him do is run right at him, because we all saw what happened when teams ran right at Parsons. He wasn't the best player. I mean, he wasn't the worst, but everybody knows his thing is rushing the quarterback.
Sure.
So run right at him, skip him with the running backs, tight ends, whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Let him know that he's going to be in a hard game.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks for the call, Erwin. Good stuff. I'll say this. I think him against the run is, I never thought he was like bad. I just think that's not his strength. I don't. This isn't like Shaq shooting free throws. You know what I mean? Where this is his weakness here. I mean, it's not the best part of his game, but he's strong. He's incredibly strong. He's very fast, and so there's probably times where he wasn't in the right position because he was, and he's a selfish player. I mean. Shocking. He's in Green Bay, because this deal wasn't good enough. So, yeah, of course he's a selfish player. But he's a selfish player also on the field because he wants sacks. I mean, that's all he wants. He wanted sacks. He wants the stats. He wanted that so he could get the contract that he still wants it. Now he wants to prove he can get the sacks. And so by doing that, he gets himself out of position sometimes against the run. The Cowboys are going to have to play to that. But that doesn't mean he's a bad defender against the run. I just don't think that's the best thing he does. So good luck running at him. I mean, you'll have some success at times, but I don't think you just make a living doing it. But it might be the best option the Cowboys have. Run his way, let him get up the field, kind of run behind him, seal him off, use their aggressiveness to their disadvantage. All right, let's go to Sergeant Sue in Fort Worth.
At ease, everybody.
What's up?
Nick, what's going on, brother? Hey, so I like this GM question, man. The reason why, and I'm gonna be a little blunt about this, is because the truth is, if a lot of us fans were GMs, we'd suck. Like, we really would be terrible at it. I've been in the stands at training camp. I've been on Twitter. I interact with people. I see the YouTube chat. A lot of people are just kind of like dumb, to be honest. And everybody likes to complain about our GM, and everybody likes to complain about this, complain about that. But, like, the amount of people who are, like, never wrong, ever. Like, oh, they should have just done this, or they should have done this, or if I would have done this, it's just like, come on, y'all. Like, there's a reason why we're here and we're just watching. We aren't built for this. We're not GMs. We can't do it. I do like the question. I'm not disrespecting the question.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's just not us, man. It's just not what we do. And, I wasn't going to call him out because I'm still not going to call him out because, He's a fan favorite. You know what I mean? He's one of the captains, but his name is it rhymes with Bob from Vegas. Yeah, he gives me whiplash with the amount of times that he's like, well, wait a minute, I never said that. I'm like, all right, Rob, chill out, brother. But anyways, yeah, so that's what I'm saying, man. The GM thing, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that. I'm glad I just get to kick back, kick my feet up, watch the game, stress out for 3 hours, sweat, curse, throw some things around, and then at the end of the day, it's not my job anymore. So that was just my quick take on that. As far as the game goes, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to pick against the Cowboys. I'm just going to say 28-24. Dallas somehow just controls the clock, somehow is able to keep that high-powered offense from scoring. I don't really know how they're going to do it, but I'm just hoping that they do, brother. I appreciate you for taking my call.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying fans are dumb. I don't like saying that. No, I mean, because it's their opinion. Their opinion is not dumb. I mean, they have some people. What I will say about fans is that they have an interesting memory at times, and maybe everyone should just record themselves on draft day when the pick is made. Just record yourself and what you say, and just keep it. I mean, like, oh, I knew Taco Charlton was a bad pick. Okay, well, it was. I knew Mozzie was not a good pick. Okay, it was. I knew Tyler Smith out of Tulsa was a terrible pick. I mean, the stuff like that. I mean, there's been some really good picks. I mean, for the most part, depends on how far you go back. Recent history hasn't been the best when in the draft. 5, 10, 15 years, yeah, been really good with the draft. But recently, not as much. And so, and you're right about that, but just remember, I mean, that's one thing people kind of, they hate something at the time and they forget about that. Everyone remembers those bad picks. There's been some bad ones. Mozzie doesn't look good, like a good pick at all right now. He's not even playing. So that's right there on that level of bust. And then you've got, some other bad picks as well. Taco, of course, but we'll see about Guyton. It's early, but he's starting it there at left tackle. I think he'll continue to get better. I think it'll turn out to be a pretty good pick. So, but just remember some of those things. It's like I said the other day about the bad loss and it was on a big game. Was that a big game? I think a lot of times the fans think that if it's a loss, then it was a big game. But if they won the game, that really wasn't a big game. And the way it is right now, I think the point I was trying to make is that with this team and the way it is, a 17-game schedule, they're all big. They're all big. So you come back and get a win, it's big. And if you lose, it was big. It was a tough loss. All right, let's go to break real quick on Storyline. Be right back.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that sticked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's best shave. With 50% longer lasting blades than Fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
Limited tickets still available for the Dallas Cowboys schedule for 2025 regular season. Got the Packers coming to town this week. Chiefs, Chargers, Vikings, Giants, Eagles, Cardinals. Also on the schedule, obviously, we played the Giants already, but you can visit DallasCowboys.com/tickets or SeatGeek.com, the official primary ticketing partner of the Cowboys. All right, back to the phone lines. Chris in Saratoga Springs, New York. Chris, what's up?
Happy Friday, Nick.
All right, thank you. How are you?
Good. I wish I was more excited about this game on Sunday, but the way we've been playing the last 2 weeks, if we play like that, we're going to get steamrolled. I'm just being honest. I hope they play better. I hope they keep it tight. I think we lose 28-24 in the game. I want them to try to be a little bit more competitive this week. Green Bay just, for some reason, always has our number, so I'm not too excited about the game, to be honest with you. I'm more excited about next week because taking my two boys to their first ever Dallas Cowboy game because I'm in New York, so I'm going to the Jet game next week. So
Sweet.
Pretty excited about that one. Not so much about this one, but I'm just hoping for the best, to be honest.
Okay.
One more thing. I don't understand Micah Parsons how to me it's delusional. If you honestly think you're not going to get booed coming back to that stadium, there's going to be some people that probably cheer, but if you honestly think you're not going to get booed, you're delusional. He's going to get booed, in my opinion. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
He's not. It's not like Emmitt Smith coming back after he went to Arizona. It's a completely different scenario.
And I believe Emmett got booed.
Yeah.
And Troy got booed when he was here. Because they wanted to play another quarterback. I think they wanted to play Anthony Wright, and they played Troy, and they booed him. So yeah. Troy didn't lay on the table. So
nope.
Well, he might, maybe, but but it was because he got injured, like a real back injury. He'll be booed. I'm going to win this argument with the ones I've had around here. I'm going to win this one. I 100%.
I'm with you.
All right, thanks for the call, Chris. Appreciate that. Ali had said something earlier about the question to Jerry Jones about, do you think this is a playoff team? And I was like, I hate the question. Anytime you get a question where the answer is going to piss off people either way, that's probably not the best question. And I know it was Nick Harris, and I went and talked to him yesterday about it and kind of explained, because what happens is that, and this has happened before with me, when you criticize somebody's question without even knowing who does it, it usually will come back to them, and then it comes back to you, and it doesn't get relayed the right way. So I went and talked to him yesterday at the practice facility. On the field at practice, talked to him and told him exactly my point, and just kind of got ahead of it. Told him I didn't like the question, and I'm not the only person in the media that has actually confronted him about this. He gave his side of it, and that's fine. He understands it. He has a job to do, and my point is, I'm not the judge and jury on questions. Guys ask it, great. I applaud them for doing that. I just, when it comes back to criticizing somebody for the way they answered it, I think it's always clear to be like, let's see if they were put in the right situation to start with. What would have been the right answer here? And I don't know if there is one 3 weeks into the season. But the point to all of it is, are they good enough? Is this team good enough? If we've already seen enough after 3 games to think that they're not good enough. And I just think that's early. I do. I believe we have our different opinions about how things go, matchups here and there. We've seen the Cowboys favorable against the Eagles. They didn't win. They didn't play so great against the Giants. They still figured out how to win. Now you got a desperate Bears team that was trying to win, and they pulled out all the stops, and they won. Let's see what happens. Can the Cowboys be desperate? Can they play like a desperate team? So we'll see. I just feel like it's way, way early. We haven't even gotten to October yet. Let's see how things go. All right, Lester in Minnesota is next.
Morning, Nick.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Let's go.
Well, I think a few weeks ago I gave you some of my philosophy, what I would do if I was a GM. But to continue what I was saying is that I would come up with a philosophy. And for this conversation, let's just say my philosophy is to run the ball. So I would draft players, coaches. I would hire coaches and offensive linemen and everything for that particular thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do other things, but I'm just saying for this conversation. And then that is my philosophy, and that's what we're going to stick to, and that's what we're going to do. And I would be very creative with the salary cap. I would look at what the Rams did a few years ago. I would be willing to take a chance and sell out for a year or two and then be back for another 2 years and come back like the Rams did. And I would look at what Denver did. They had an $82 million contract. dude, and they still, right now, they were in the playoffs last year. So it can work if you're creative. You have to be very creative. You can't just be, and as far as Parson was concerned, if I was a GM, I would have traded him to an AFC team. I'm not, and the teams I would have looked at would have been the Ravens, Tennessee, and Pittsburgh, because they could offer you a defensive lineman if that's what I was looking for. And I won't have to see him anymore unless we're in the Super Bowl, or once every 3 or 4 years to see him one time. And as far as the score this week, I just don't see us winning. I hope we win, but I'll just say Cowboys by 1 point like Nate Newton does.
All right, Lester. Thanks for the call. Good stuff on the GM part there. Yeah, I mean, and you're right. I mean, being creative. We haven't seen that. We haven't seen the Cowboys with that real all-in approach for a year or two. Every once in a while, I think you do need to mix it up some. I would like to see them do that and kind of go for it. If it doesn't work, then you kind of start over and. They did that when they had a quarterback, and maybe they will. Maybe it makes more sense here towards next year or the year after when you get a little later into Dak's contract, where you're like, all right, let's go for it here, and then if it doesn't work, we're starting over with a new quarterback anyway. So maybe you will see that. All right, let's go to JR in Avondale, Arizona. Is that right, Avondale?
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? How are you doing?
Doing great. Long time listener. First time caller. I just retired, so hopefully I'll be a more vocal member of the community. I listen.
Here we
go.
All right.
Hey, so I loved your diaper analogy, but one thing people think about, maybe Al Harris was a diaper for that defensive backfield, because David Overstreet just doesn't seem to have them ready to play. They're not in the right position. And I know there's a bunch of backup players out there. But I think Al Harris is an outstanding coach that's got away from us.
Yeah, I mean, look what all the injuries that they had in Chicago. And, I mean, Nashawn Wright was not a really good player here. And he's starting for them. And I don't think he's very good still, but he's serviceable. And he's and you're right. I mean, we've seen some great years out of Diggs and out of Bland when Al Harris was here. So,
I just think when we talk about what the Cowboys have lost, I think we forget about Al Harris. I think he's the next Aaron Glenn. He has that trajectory. He's going to be a great coach at some point. Hopefully we can get him back with the Cowboys. And I got a question I'll have you answer when I get done about Kalen Carson. I forgot all about him. He's got to be coming back soon, right?
Yeah.
And then one last thing. I listen to everybody, and I respect what everybody says, but it's just like Steele and Guyton. They're going to be shaking in their shoes, and they're going to be scared because Micah's in town and the Packers are in town. I played football from the time I was 8 years old till I was 23 years old almost. And I played college football. And whenever I went up against one of those guys, I was so ready to play. I wanted to kick their ass.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be that guy that got pile driven by that player or got beat by that player. I think Guyton and Steele are going to play a lot better than people think. I think Cowboys are going to win this game, 31-28.
All right. Thanks, JR. Appreciate the call. Good to hear from you for the first time. You know what? You have a really good point there. And Micah, he's outstanding. He's an all-world pass rusher. But you know what? You got to have a little pride. You got to have a little pride with these guys. I think they got I can't even say it, but they got something to them as well. And you know what? Let's see what they got. Because if you can't get up for this one, then it's not for you. If you don't have the juices flowing for if Tyler Guyton, Terrence Steele, they've heard it all, they've seen it all, they've gone up against him in practice. They know it's going to be a challenge. They know. If they're not prepared for them, shame on them. But I bet they are. I bet they will be. All right, guys. Great show. Appreciate that. Got some first-time callers in here. Got some of the captains called. Great stuff from everyone. Great week of calls. We'll see what happens. Cowboys-Packers Sunday night. we'll talk about it on Monday for sure. For Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. See you on Monday, Cowboy Storyline.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this,